Welcome back to Crypto Gains for another video. In this video, we want to talk about I'm going to talk to you, about ETH staking. How much ETH should you have now after the merge has happened? How much should you have to stake? I don't know, are you someone that wants to stake ETH? Well, maybe this video can help you out. If it sounds interesting, drop that like, give me a subscribe if you're new watching. I'm going to tell you what I think a good amount is, and it might surprise you. Might do. Before I go into this, I need to let you know this is not financial advice. Please do your further research before you invest your money. If you haven't seen my other videos real quick, check them out. Most recent ones, look, some ISO videos here. ETH versus Solana, which one's better. Just check some of that stuff out. You might find it interesting. Let's take a look at what's been going on with Ethereum. Ever since the merge, we saw prices fall. And hold on, let me just grab up the chart real quick, because many people thought that we were going to see a massive pump as soon as the merge happened. And I actually thought, maybe. But we did see a little price fall. And I think it's going to be short-lived. This is on the monthly time frame, so you probably can't see much of a difference. But, you did see prices fall from, the recent pumps. And I'll show you how much it's come down from, right back here. This is monthly candle. So from the beginning of this month, right down here to here, you're talking it's dropped about 21%. So that's a big drop. I think it's mainly to do with the people that were mining Ethereum. Now, I'm going to get into staking, how much you should have, but this is also important because I think that you will see a sell-off. But I also think, maybe that was it. Maybe it might go lower. But I think it's going to rise again. And I think all you've seen is people that were mining before that can no longer mine Ethereum to get Ethereum because, now you have to stake, moving to somewhere else. And, if you look closely, you can see that it was something to do with the chain ID or something where it was connected to Bitcoin Cash. Something like that. They had the wrong chain ID, so it messed it up a bit. Oh no, that was the ETH POW. That was the people that using staking ETH POW. But what I'm saying is mining. Getting mixed up. All the miners that were mining this, are no longer mining it anymore, and they've had to migrate to new places. So you've seen some go to like Ethereum Classic because you can see the hash power going up in the ETH Classic, and that makes you wonder. Like once all the sell-off, meaning these miners selling off. Or changing over whatever they have, selling off, because they've all the power that they've invested in, the money that they've spent in these mining rigs, they can no longer do it on Ethereum. So what happens? Do they sell it? Do they try and make some of the money back? Do they now sell the ETH? Well, that's what I think we've been seeing. They've been selling the ETH to try and make some money back. And what's going to happen is it will slowly start to hit people, and people will start to realize how much more harder it is to get Ethereum and how scarce this really will be in the future. And I've got to keep it real, I'm dead serious. And I'm going to compare this to Bitcoin's halving events, and you're going to seriously understand what I mean in this video. Right, and then make you understand how much I really think you should have. Right now, if you want to stake Ethereum, 4%-ish is what you get over the year. Doesn't sound great compared to the stuff that you get on Binance Smart Chain and everything else. Avalanche Chain, because you get like 20% here, 50% here, 70%, 150%. If you're on Doge Chain, 1,000%. I'm just saying, 4% doesn't sound great, but it's a realistic APR. That's you're talking about a blue chip coin. 100 and something million in supply, which I'm guessing now is going to decrease because it's becoming deflationary because of the burning mechanism that's coming in the staking as far as I'm aware. If you want to stake this by yourself and become a validator, you need 32 ETH. I think that's everybody knows that. But there is not, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's a limit to how much you need to stake as a minimum. Maybe like something like $100. I don't know. Does it show it here? Just going to see. And real quick, I'm breezing through just to see if it says anything about the minimum that you need. Because anybody with Ethereum can stake, and if it was me, I would probably be happy staking one Ethereum right now. And that's just keeping it real. Because, £1,200 investment or about $1,400 investment, one ETH. And you're staking that you're getting 4% over a year, which doesn't sound like amazing, but I like to keep my videos real. I like to think about the people that struggle in life, that don't have a lot of money. £1,000, £1,200 is a lot of money to invest, and that may take you a while. It might take you 5-6 months to get that, because when you finish paying your bills and your taxes and everything else, it can be expensive to get. It's hard to accumulate. So I find it realistic. And 1 ETH would be a target for me if I was to stake this. And just to break it down, right, if they're giving you 4.1%, and again, it doesn't sound like great right now, but you got to think about longevity. You got to think about long term. What's ETH going to do in the future? If Ethereum goes to like a £15,000 price, you're now staking £15,000 worth of cryptocurrency, which right now 1 ETH is 1,240, whatever it is. In the future, it could be worth more. So times this by 4.1%. Show you what you're getting right now. Oh, didn't do the percent. Let's try again. 1249 times it by 4. It ain't great. I know it's not amazing, but you know, money's money at the end of the day. People don't have money. Some people do. Make it about 50 quid a year. It's not great. Divide that by 365 days. What are you making every single day? You're making about 14 pence a day. So some may say, oh, it's not worth it. 14p a day. It's not worth it. Over 30 days, which is roughly a month, you're getting about £4.20 a month. Doesn't sound great. Off of £1,000 investment. But again, I look long term. And if this is to go to that, you know, £10,000-15,000 price in the future, because I believe it really can do. And matter of fact, I'm starting to feel, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, fine. I got a feeling that Ethereum, and it sounds crazy, I really do have this feeling that Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin and become the number one in crypto space. I don't know why. And I know many other people have said this as well, but I actually really do believe it will do, because it's holding more utility and it's bringing more to the table. And, you know, Bitcoin was great. It shined for the longest time. It's had its time to shine and show people what cryptocurrency is about and what it can do. But as time goes on, people, you know, things innovate. You know, MySpace was great for its time. MySpace showed us that we can go on and chat to people around the world. Then Facebook came along. You know, so, and then Instagram came along. So these things start off great for the time of what it is. But as time goes on, things innovate. And right now, you can do all of this on Ethereum, you know, NFTs, DeFi, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. So this might be the leading cryptocurrency in the future. I know it sounds crazy right now to think that Bitcoin would be in second place, but just don't underestimate Ethereum, okay? Because you're going to see big, large institutions start gobbling this up like a boss. And I just want to keep it real. 1,000, if it goes to 15,000, and if it does, you'll be, let's keep it £15,000. If it goes there, and then you're holding £15,000, which is just one. Now, if you can afford more, fine. Whatever you can afford, invest, because this is not financial advice. Now you're making 4%, times it by 4.1, which I'm assuming would remain the same, right? 4.1%. Over your 15,000, you're making £600 a year, divided by 365 days. It may still not sound like a lot for someone, but we're dealing with one Ethereum. I'm not talking about 50 Ethereum or 200 Ethereum. We're dealing with one Ethereum, a realistic price where most average people would be able to afford over the coming, 6-7 months. You're slowly investing into Ethereum, accumulating. If you can afford more, fine, because if you can afford 10 Ethereum times what I'm about to show you by 10, every day you're making £1.68 with about $2 a day. Times that by 30 days in a month, you'd be making about 50 quid a month, about $70 every single month. That's a nice little bit of income. I think that's quite cool. I think like for the average person, because I'm thinking about baby mum, got the baby mum that's struggling, she's got the pram, she's walking down the street, and it's real. And I like to keep it real. That $70 or 50 quid every single month can help with something. Whether it's food, whether it's getting your baby some clothes, whatever it is. And this is what I like to look at. I like to look at something that's a realistic thing that isn't so crazy high risk that's going to make you lose your money. You can actually get yourself set up for a nice passive income. And okay, it might take some time to get there, but this is what I would see happening. I mean, if I'm talking, let's say it takes 5 years to get Ethereum to this, £15,000 price. In 5 years, you may accumulate more than just one Ethereum. You might come into some good money and start accumulating more. You might be watching my channel, invest in some low cap gems and throw it all in Ethereum. I'm just saying, because you pumps makes like £100,000 for you, and then you put it all in Ethereum. So I'm talking the most basic minimum, because like I said, if you had 10 Ethereum, now you're making that a month, 500 a month. If you had more, then great. If Ethereum collapses to like £200 to £300 a piece, you best believe I'm gonna buy this like a boss. And if you're a patron, you will see them buy alerts. Make sure you do not miss out. Become a patron, 7 tiers, take your pick. I recommend my exclusive VIP partner tier, this one here, because it unlocks all my posts. Speaking fast, because I'm just gonna do it quick. And you won't get it out. You won't miss nothing. If you can afford it, I've got my super alerts tier, gives you access to my VIP Telegram group. In that group, I talk to them way before I buy, way before I sell. And you've got high crypto profile users in this space that know how to make money, sharing great projects all the time. They are buying crypto like a boss and making 100x gains in the future. You best believe. Let me continue. Ethereum, 4%. So I spoke about the most basic, one Ethereum. In the future, it's worth 15 grand. That's 10 Ethereum. But what do I think when it comes to Bitcoin? And the reason I think it can go up to the 15,000 price is because of its issuance rate. The issuance rate, meaning about 3 weeks, not even that, 4 or 5 days ago, maybe not even that. Ethereum, people were mining Ethereum and it was creating 13,000 Ethereum every single day. Every day. That was before the merge. It was creating 13,000. Now, it's creating 1,600 ETH a day. That's a massive decrease in Ethereum. The issuance rate of how much it's dishing out. Like, serious decrease. Now, in order to make you understand this, you need to understand Bitcoin. As you see here, I've got the rainbow chart up for Bitcoin. And for people, you need to understand the halving events. And we go right back to 2012, 2013. These lines that you see coming straight down are the halving of Bitcoin, meaning that when Bitcoin started off, just an example, you can get 20 Bitcoin a day, 20 Bitcoin a day. Bang, 4 years later, half is gone. Now you can only mine 10 Bitcoin a day. 4 years later, bang, now you can only mine 5 Bitcoin a day. Just an example, it might be more. It's about 800 Bitcoin or something like that. 4 years later, bang, now you can only mine 2.5 Bitcoin a day. 4 years later, bang, 1.125 Bitcoin a day. So it was shrinking in half every 4 years. Please understand this, because when you look back at the past with Bitcoin, right, over here, look, 2012, when we saw that halving, this was probably the first halving, when Bitcoin's supply shrank in half, meaning that the people that were mining this could only now get half. So, for example, I think they were getting about 3,000 Bitcoin a day, something like that. And then it halved to 1,500. I might be wrong, might be more. You can drop the comments if you want to be precise and let me know. But I'm just giving you an example. When this happened, look what happened to the price, because the price was right down here, sitting about, it doesn't say what the price was. Where's the price? About $12 a piece. It was still about $12 a piece when that first halving happened. And look what happened after that. It went absolutely sky high, right up to $1,000. Why? Because it was dishing out half its supply, meaning it was making it harder to get, harder to mine. Meaning that it's about supply versus demand. And if the supply is harder to get, like, imagine, you found, because right now we could find more gold. We could travel to another place and we might see more gold. And if it's easy to get gold, the price will decrease. It's not so popular. It's not rare, Whereas this talks about scarcity now and how hard it is to mine Bitcoin and stuff. And I'm going to get to my point with Ethereum. Right? This is all about Ethereum. This isn't about Bitcoin. It's about Ethereum. And you're going to understand why it's about Ethereum. What I'm saying is, every time a halving event happened, price exploded. Look at this. Every time a halving event happened, here, look, price exploded. We had a halving event back in 2020. The price absolutely exploded. It went from about $9,000 to almost $70,000. We've got another halving event in 2024. Right? What do you think is going to happen? Because I think the price is going to absolutely explode. We may see a £500,000 Bitcoin in the future. Now, why am I getting into this? Because it takes 4 years for it to go half, right? 4 years. So if you look at these first 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, that's 12 years right there. From here to here, that is 12 years worth of halving, right? Now look at this. Let me go back to this. Now you're going to understand. If you take 13,000 a day and half that, that is 6,200, 6,500. I'm going to do it like this because I want to show you. That would have basically been Bitcoin's first halving. Look at this. If it was to have gone from 13,000 to halved, it would have been 6,500. That would have been 4 years that we would have had to have wait for Bitcoin to halve. And we know every time Bitcoin halves, the price increases because it's harder to get hold of. It's more scarce. Issuance rate is halved. So that would have been 4 years worth. What would another 4 years been worth? So meaning right now, for us to have seen Ethereum go down to 6,500, we would have had to wait to 2024. I'm just saying. And if it did another halving event, divided by 2, 3,000 Ethereum coming out. Only 3,000 Ethereum, 3,250. We would have had to have waited another 4 years, 2028. Now let's do it from where we're at 2022 right now. So, 2026, 2030. We would have had to have waited to the 2030 to have seen 3,000 ETH come out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because look at this, right? Divide that by 2 again. You're looking about 1,600. That is 12 years worth of issuance, like being cut, slammed in half. You would have had to have waited 12 years to see something like this happen for Bitcoin. This happened in a couple of days for Ethereum. Do you see the difference now? You didn't wait 12 years to see Ethereum cut that much in supply of what is dishing out. It just cut that immediately. 90% issuance rate cut by 90%. You best believe. This is why I believe it's going to hit people later. And they're going to realize the issuance rate and versus demand, supply, all of that stuff. You're seeing 12 years worth of action happen in the space of 3 days. And that's why I believe that the price can absolutely just explode for Ethereum anytime now. Like, I really do. I think it's going to catch up with it, and then you're going to see Ethereum. It sounds crazy, I know. But if Ethereum doubles up, if Ethereum goes to 300 billion, which it very well can do now, because it's dishing out, 4 years worth of... you wait for 1,300 every day now. It would be number one. It would be at a 300 billion cap. Let me see where Bitcoin is right now. Bitcoin's sitting on 333 billion. So it would be very close. Keep it real. If it goes back to all-time highs, it would be above Bitcoin. And that's what I think is going to happen. And then it makes you realize is how much should you be staking after the merge? As much as you can. If you want to be in this game like a boss and you want to make absolute life-changing money in the future, and again, this is not financial advice, maybe now's the time to start seriously paying attention to Ethereum, because we just don't know what's going to happen. Take a look at this before I get at your hair, unless you've got African hair like me. When it grows, the afro is in London, we call it a biff. In London, because you call it a biff, innit? It's a biff. Right. This is the monthly time frame. Ethereum, right back from 2017's top, came straight down with a bear market 2018. I was here, I saw all of that, What I'm getting at is that look at the stochastic RSI down here, where we were, and it was right down here, oversold. And I drew on the RSI a base, a white line straight across, because this is where it fell to. The RSI fell down here and it created this base. This was the bottom of the market back in 2018. And we're here again in the future, 2022. You see? So we had this base, right? And same for stochastic RSI. We was right down here, oversold. Look at where the RSI is right now. Oversold right here. Matter of fact, the blues come on top. Like what this did here, the blue came on top. It looks like it's about to go up. If it goes up, you best believe you're about to see some fireworks for Ethereum. I just got to keep it real. I'm not trying to make people FOMO in. I'm just trying to keep it real. We may have seen the bottom for Ethereum. Time's going to tell. But this has been oversold, and it's formed its base from where it fell back to the base from where it went in 2018. I might be wrong. Something might happen with the economics in the real world and then make everything else collapse with it. Time will tell. But according to this, the charts, it's telling me that you see in the bottom, and Ethereum has much potential to go up higher. And if it does, once it comes to this yellow line on the RSI, this purple comes up and meets this yellow line and starts to go up again. And then you start to see the RSI. Let me just make the RSI bigger so you can see what I'm dealing with here. This one, you start to see this purple line come up, just like when it came up to here. And we start seeing it come up to like the 90 level, you're going to see Ethereum's price come right back to all-time highs, and that's when it's going to overtake Bitcoin. Unless some serious crazy buyer power comes into Bitcoin. But at that point, Ethereum will be sitting about $4,000, $5,000. So your one Ethereum, which I'm saying to you, I think is enough to be staking, would now be worth $5,000. And as time goes on, your ETH will grow and be more. Again, if you can afford more, fine. But I think one might be enough. I might be wrong. What do you think? Drop your comments down below. How much do you think people should have staking? I mean, if you want to make crazy money, then obviously stake more. But that's something you got to decide if you can afford to do it, kind of thing. It says right now circulating 120 million. So let's just see what happens. I hope this video was eventful for you. If you liked it, drop that like, give me a subscribe. I hope I really made you understand the issuance now and how serious this is. Like, it's a quick impact. I think it's going to take time for people to realize. Maybe this video will make you realize, like, this is like 12 years worth of issuance has just been cut. Boom, just like that. Just saying, 12 years just gone. Like we got to wait 12 years for something like that to happen for Bitcoin. We got to wait 12 years. It just, boom, just did it like that over the weekend with Ethereum. I'm going to leave it here. If you liked it, drop that like, give me a subscribe, become a patron. Link is in my info section. Check it. Come over. We're creating magic over here. And because, I'm doing stealth buys. They can see things that you can't see right now. We're constantly buying. And yeah, I think it'll help you on your journey. Thank you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.